Hey everyone, I'm going to do a music memories video today. I've decided Fridays is Music Memories Day. So if anyone wants to get in touch and have a chat with me about 5 of their music memories, then get in touch. Today, I'm going to do my housemate. Everyone who's seen my channel, you've probably seen Elric before.
Everyone knows me.
Yeah, most people know you. Some people even missed you after the beer shows.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a video of you in general,
Yeah,
actually.
it's true.
It's been a while.
Because we stopped bothering the beer and vinyl,
Yeah,
didn't we? Made bugger watch them.
Well, I just quit beer though, didn't I?
True,
I quit beer for
that was part
few
of
months. Yeah. But I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back with the beer.
And, so you feel healthy now? You've not had any more worries?
I haven't had any fucking chest problems.
Chest pains,
So that's one good thing. Yeah, I'm still alive.
So I've completely foisted on you out of the blue. You wasn't expecting this. You came in for work, and I said, "Let's do music memories video."
Yeah.
And you was like, "Okay." So what have you come up with in like the 2 hours, 1 hour, whatever it was?
Yeah.
What's your first music memory? I'm guessing when I look at you, you're into hip hop and classical music.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you think you should say classical music. That's going to be one of my music memories.
Right.
I tried to think of 5 different types of music memories, not just my favourite album, my 5 favourite albums or whatever. Like some. So what I'm gonna leave my prop ones to last actually. So well, while you're talking about classical music, I think my first musical memories. People might. I sometimes forget myself. I did actually play music at one time.
Okay.
We all did. Me, my sisters, and my mum.
Yeah. Didn't you do? What did you play?
I played violin and recorder. We all played violin and recorder.
Okay.
All of us.
So why don't you have a violin then?
I still have my recorder.
Oh, that's no good.
You
should get out the old violin and fiddle us a few tunes every now and again.
Well, I'm not very good. I wasn't that good before.
Right.
So Gemma is the one, my older sister is the one who got good at it. She got to level 8, grade 8. I got to about grade 2.
Okay.
I think.
When was the last time you picked up a
violin?
Yeah.
15.
Oh, right,
15 years of age, something like that.
Oh, right. So less than more than half your lifetime ago since you last played the violin.
Yeah, whereas Gemma's played it on and off for over the years.
Right.
Same with Lucy. Lucy probably hasn't picked hers up for like since she was about 50. Like. but Gemma was the nerd, the one that learnt. We were all crap in school. She was really good, you know.
Did you actually choose them instruments, or the school told you to play them? Or?
No, it was mainly down to my mum. It's our mum that got us to do anything really. Music academy. My mum went music academy. We all did it.
Okay.
And I don't know. I don't know why we chose that. It was just the most common.
What was music academy then? That was actual school. Or was
it was a music academy. It was called the Newham Academy of Music.
But you went there just like on top of normal school.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was
weekly or
weekends, I think.
Okay.
And that was in East London.
So she just wanted you out of the house basically. So
she was there though.
We don't want to see you Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to make you go to... So she went as well?
She went as well, yeah.
Okay, so you did a nice weekend with his feet up.
Yeah. We did choir, we did the whole thing. I only got to grade 2 violin. I got to about grade 3 recorder.
So what songs did you sing in the choir?
Oh, I don't know, usually religious sort of.
Give us a tune. Give us your favourite tune. Go on, let's see those angelic pipes of yours.
It's usually stupid hymns or something.
Yeah.
You know, the same old fucking.
I know was it your big sister who was actually on stage at the...
she's played Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah.
She's done Royal Albert Hall but she can sing and.
Then she did Michelle Jar as well.
Well, no, that's my younger sister Lucy. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
That's another one.
Right. So what?
Yeah. So my main music memory from that time, one of my sort of happier memories from it was very disciplined. This is why I never went into a band. I never played. Did you ever? Oh yeah, called Suffering. But I never bothered.
No.
I was completely beating it out of me with the Academy of Music. It was very strict, very disciplined, and it kind of put me off from wanting to pursue music really. So I'm a listener. But one cool thing was I remember one year the teacher bumped me up from second violin in the bottom orchestra to first violin in the next orchestra up.
Okay.
And that second violin is like your rhythm guitar. And first violin is like your lead guitar.
So you were lead violin.
So I was second violin in the lower one, and then first violin in the next orchestra up. So it's like I've been promoted 3 divisions in one go.
Yeah, why did they do that then?
I know, she just saw something in me, and it was such a proud moment. I couldn't fucking do it.
And then you went there and fucked it up, yeah?
Well, the good thing about violin is when you're in orchestra, you can just, everyone else is playing, you can kind of fake it a little bit.
Fair enough.
No, it was a bit of a shock to the system to start with, but then I got into it.
How long did you do violin school or music academy then?
Well, both recording and violin, I probably did, it seemed like forever.
Yeah.
I did, I don't know, 3-4 years from about the age of, I don't know, 11, 12 up to about 15.
See, I don't know.
I'm
learning new memories about you now, man. I think you have mentioned it before to me, but I kind of probably forgot it.
I got so sick of it. One year I completely bunked off an entire season of music practice and went with my mates without telling my parents. And of course they found out.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably did.
Yeah, I just, towards the end I just didn't. Plus I was a little metalhead kid, I didn't want to do this sort of stuff anymore.
You could have been in Skyclad.
Yeah, no, my Dying Grade or something.
Yeah, exactly. All them metal bands and folk metal bands. Yeah. You could have been kicking it around.
It just wasn't a thing then.
No, it's
true. I mean, obviously Skyclad coming.
You should have instigated it.
Yeah,
if only you'd been a bit more forward thinking, Elric, you could be the head of your own band now. Lead violin.
Don't forget I was crap.
Oh yeah.
Whereas General was good. General should have done it.
I forgot that little nugget of information.
Yeah,
it's kind of important. So what was that? Was that the first memory?
That's first memory, yeah.
That's when you got bunked up. See, you got no props. You should have brought a violin along as a prop.
I'm really proud to have done music, though. Even though, like, so something on my CV that's nice.
Is that your only proud music moment of your own
musical career?
Yeah, of your musical accomplishments.
Well, apart from getting the grades, it was always nice when you passed the grade or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's nice. And playing in orchestras was actually quite fun.
Right. So when you was a kid, you played the violin.
But the discipline of it, and recorder.
So you were a kiddie fiddler.
I was a kiddie fiddler.
I apologise.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a dirty thing from the recorder.
I don't know.
I was blowing the pipes.
Sucker or something. Yeah, blowing something. I don't know. Yeah.
Can't be that one.
No, that was the worst one. Yeah, I never had any kind of musical thing myself. Like, I mean, I sung in a band or made voices in my throat in a band. I was just too lazy. It's like I bought a guitar, I bought a bass guitar, I bought a drum kit.
Yeah, lazy.
Like you knock about on it for a bit, and it's just like, well, this is boring. I can't bother to actually learn it. It's too much like a long tune.
I'm not disciplined enough either.
No, yeah.
I think
it's like, screw this, I'm going to go read a comic book.
Yeah, and when it was hard for me to concentrate and stuff as a kid. Like, my mind would go from one thing to the other.
And they say it's harder for boys to sort of, we're not so good at concentration as women, are they? They say, I don't know, we're thick basically, we're a bunch of thickos who should be going out kicking balls around and that kind of thing.
Which is basically what I did.
Yeah. Looking for porn in the woods.
Yeah, exactly,
It's a certain era, probably.
Next memory.
Next one.
Talking of which, no. So another memory, sort of a bit more up to date, I suppose. Like
because let's just go back in time a little bit. So that not an actual memory, just a general question. So, what music was you raised in your household? Because I've spoken to you before. Your mum and dad were both like rock and the classic
rock and what would have been called metal at the time, but rock and progressive rock maybe. But like from the late 60s, my parents were the original sort of like alternative people, really. Like from 67, they were about 20, so they come out that perfect time.
Yeah.
And they were like.
There's never like pop music in your house, or particularly.
Well,
like,
Beatles maybe, but yeah, they got it much more into the sort of like the late 60s rock and alternative stuff, so stuff like which they went and see, like stuff like Zeppelin, Cream. Tyrannosaurus Rex, which bands they all saw at the time. The Who, they saw The Who.
Yeah.
They saw Pink Floyd in the early days. My dad went to UFO Club. He was at the Alexandra Palace, famous gig there with John Lennon. They did all that. They were part of the counterculture of the time.
Yeah.
You know? And so
they're not around to do music memories with them anymore.
That would be mad,
they can remember anything if they...
I can barely remember anything.
Exactly.
And then like in the 70s, I mean, they very much got into their prog rock. Especially my dad, very much got into the prog rock stuff.
What about, like, was there anything that you discovered on your own? Like kids quite often don't listen to what their parents listen to. It's normally the other,
It's funny because I wanted to rebel against my parents, but god damn it, they played music, good music. Right, yeah. No, you know what? Everything I got into was pretty much starting with my dad. Even like Maiden, I even bought like the first Maiden.
Right, yeah.
Like,
so with my mum, it was 60s. My dad was 50s.
Yeah.
And I like both of them. I listened to them both when I was growing up. But when I discovered heavy metal, it was like, oh yeah. But they were never. It's not like it was rebelling against them because they was like, oh, you like heavy metal? Okay, fair enough. Yeah. You know, no shit's given, you know.
Same with my
You like what you like, you know, it's good.
Yeah.
As long as you enjoy yourself. And
my mum used to moan that I play it too loud sometimes, but like, as far as like me, my parents and your parents are all open-minded when it comes to music. So there's you shouldn't listen to that. There's none of that nonsense.
No.
You know.
Anyway, let's go to the second one then. Yeah. Over a little tangent.
Yeah. So, so some bit more up to date. I was just thinking about the first time I ever DJ'd.
Right.
The first, and which leads me to now I'm sort of, I do DJing and do radio DJing, but the first time I ever did it was thanks to Lynn's actually. Was this
an event, a gig rather than
it was
online?
It was a live thing at Intrepid Fox.
Right, yeah, so like in a venue,
I think it was when Lindsay was doing, I think it was Den 11 maybe. But that was Lucy's thing. Lindsay was doing something at the Fox.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the torture chamber. I don't think it was. It was something else that he was doing.
Yeah.
It might have been Den 11. Like
Den 11, right?
I know Lucy DJ was doing that.
Oh yeah, Lucy first.
As well, yeah.
I was thinking to wait your sister for a second.
Yeah. And I was like, he was like, oh, give it a go, and it was packed as well. Yeah. And it went really well actually. So it's like from then on, I had the taste for it really. Right. And
you're probably a better DJ than I ever was. I've done it a few times, but I was just too selfish to play anything people ask for. But now fuck that, I'm playing what I want to play. I'm gonna play my obscure underground shit that none of you cunts know.
Yeah.
You're not guaranteed you've learnt it all.
Yeah. I'm not playing that bloody popular song. Fuck off.
I'd always say, oh, I'm sorry, I ain't got it. I ask Lindsay when he comes on. That's all right. I always would say that. But Lindsay would be like a tart and play what people wanted. I'd play what I wanted.
I don't remember on that first day that people were even coming up, but I didn't really have a lot anyway.
Right.
So, and it was CDs then, so I think
you're still how long ago was that anyway? 10, 20 years ago?
It was still the new Fox though, so it wasn't the old Fox.
Right, when did
that
change over? Do you remember even?
Early 2000s maybe?
Yeah, I'm thinking that. But my concept of...
Because you did it at the old one,
exactly, after the Braindead Club closed down, after the Standard closed down, we did... Was it called Cannibalise at one point? We called it Cannibalise at one point. Then it became Torture Chamber. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I seem to recall it being called Cannibalise.
I remember going to the old Fox upstairs in the week.
I just got fed up with doing that because they had nobody respect for you. They'd book you in, and then when you turn up and say, "Oh no, sorry, we don't want you this week," they say, "You can fucking phone us, let us know."
I know, they didn't give a shit, did they?
No.
And in the new one, I remember, I never forget, we had Torture Chamber downstairs once, and people were loving it, and the owners were moaning.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. We went there once.
Just because it's not your sort of thing.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. That's the kind of thing I never bother with DJing much. I'd rather sit home and I can listen to my own records anyway.
Yeah. You used to do it quite a lot then.
Yeah, I did it for a fair bit. Yeah, I did a fair bit. Anyway.
So yeah, that's a
you haven't DJed for a while now because of the bloody world corona, but you was doing it. Was it the Roundhouse every time? Was a big gig at the Roundhouse?
Yeah. Joe's Bar. Opposite doing it there, opposite the Roundhouse. That's really cool. I miss them. They're really good. Yeah. So I get to play different styles of DJing it whenever a different type of band is on. Yeah. So that's pretty cool, and everyone likes it because everyone's going to see the band.
Yeah.
Who
knows if that pub will be open again? Will it even be open again when the bloody when it finishes?
It's crazy, isn't it?
Did you DJ as well at the Plough and Harrow a few times?
A few times, Plough and Harrow, usually when the band was playing, cover band usually. I had Into the Pit Club, started at the Cape, which is Dylan's pub. Right. And then went to the London Stone, and Warren did Metal Warriors. Yeah. So we did that twice. We did that every month.
Yeah.
That was cool. And then it went to another pub that Dylan had, which I always forget the name. And then we went to...
So that's something you enjoy doing? I take it's something you enjoy doing then?
Yeah.
You don't ever get bored of it and think it's a fucking chore?
No, I like it. Yeah. And then we got all the DJs together to do something called Metal Allegiance at the old Red Lion. But again, I think Dylan's moved down to Brighton now.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I've seen a couple of his posts.
So as soon as the COVID thing ever ends,
yeah,
we'll have to try and find somewhere else, I think.
Depending what pubs are left.
Yeah. And then obviously I took it to the radio, and that's actually thanks to you, because like when I did your guest slot on the High Speed Hangover, I was thinking, oh, I quite like this. Like radio malarkey, like, well, it was a podcast. But I thought,
same difference. Isn't it? Yeah, just playing music and talking about stuff.
And my friends that I knew,
was it Debs?
And Dawn Metal Priestess, who I've DJ'd with a couple of times.
You might as well give a quick shout out to your radio station.
Metal Devastation Radio. I'm on every Monday, 7 PM UK time.
We'll try and put the link down below. Yeah. It's a 24-hour station, isn't it?
24-hour station.
So you can be able to tune in any time. It's not always a live DJ though. They've got every single slot.
No.
Sometimes it'll be like a replay of something else.
Automatic sort of replay of music.
They've got a website. Anyway. They've got a website of interviews and articles and all sorts. They started doing PR for bands.
I was just to say, like, if you are a band, our guy who runs the station is now doing PR work with bands.
I get sent lots of stuff from him as well. Yeah, from them. That's cool.
And it's awesome. We do interviews and all sorts. So it's all good. So that leads me to my next memory, I'd say.
Number 3.
Number 3 is the first interview I done.
Okay.
First ever band interview. Right. Better late than never. I never thought I'd do it, you know.
Yeah.
But, and bless them, because they were very patient with me. So I sort of fucked up a little bit. But but first...
Did you not press record at one point or something like that? What was it?
I'll tell you what
happened.
I was still using pretty crappy laptop equipment, and I had to drag. Now you got like Zoom, like your phone can record. It's all pretty easy now.
So paint a picture. How long ago was it?
God, this is a few years ago now. Maybe 2-3 years ago.
Okay, so we're not super long ago, but was it for Metal Devastation Radio?
It was for Metal Devastation Radio. Yeah. It was at the Leo's Red Lion in Gravesend.
Yeah.
Which is a really cool venue, actually, in the middle of nowhere. It's actually in the river. Back in the past, you can see the cliffs behind you.
Okay.
It used to be, the Thames used to be, go further back. So, in fact, you're in the old River Thames.
The erosion has cut.
You can see the cliff, like a little... And it's in the middle of nowhere. It's fantastic. Although, if you don't leave early enough, you miss the train and have to sleep rough in the night.
Is that from personal experience?
Yes. I slept in the fucking park.
Oh, man.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
But no, it's really good, and it's like a metal rock venue, and it was.
They went quite a few days there, because
Sarcoma Fest.
Oh, well, you went from Sarcoma Fest, Colin puts it on.
Yeah. So the first interview I did was Doom Band. I'd met the drummer before, Mags. Desolate Pathway.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name. I've actually listened to that interview.
They were really cool.
Interview as well.
Yeah, I was always into. I don't really like, and I haven't done it actually. Like I like doing the face-to-face interviews.
Yeah.
This is why I don't do loads, because it's just nice to do a face-to-face.
Yeah, we've not been able to do it at all recently. So.
And I got into doing it on Zoom now, because like I'd stopped doing it obviously because of COVID, and I hadn't done one for ages. I thought, I better get into this modern technology.
Are you talking about on Zoom or the ones you've done on my channel?
The ones that you've done. YouTube.
Because you actually started getting into doing big bands as well, didn't you? I was quite impressed. Like I've interviewed like bands face to face with my webcam, like mainly like underground band. I'm all into the underground music anyway. But you've been doing like My Dying Bride.
Did My Dying Bride.
Chromax, was it?
Agnostic Front.
Agnostic Front, that was it.
Yeah, what it is.
Somewhere in the hardcore
I joined with Nuclear Blast. They were like one of the biggest they are the biggest metal label now, without a doubt. And I was amazed when they said, there's a slot for you. I was like, at first I was like, and I was like, oh shit. And it was cool though. You only get 15 minutes because there's a rotation.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I interviewed Andrew, a guitarist from My Dying Bride, and the singer from Agnostic Front.
Don't ask me.
Roger Miret.
All right.
And it was really cool. Very nerve-wracking, but it was cool. But the nice thing about Desolate Pathway, the first one is I did the interview, and upstairs the bands were blasting away.
Yeah.
It was pretty loud, and when I heard it back, it was all totally distorted.
Oh man.
Because I was using the laptop recorder, and it just wasn't very good. Now you got the Zoom, like when I mean Zoom, you got the Zoom recorders.
Right,
they're
you
much
got a
better quality.
recorder, haven't you?
I use that now.
Yeah.
So I actually redone the interview, and they were nice enough to actually redo it with me.
Right.
And so that was really nice. So
so you had to you actually listened back to it while you were still there, and you had to get the nerve up and say, "Excuse me, your interview we just did, it was completely fucked. Can we do it again?"
They were totally cool with it.
Yeah.
So
I've had a few interviews like that, like interviewing bands outside the Unicorn, and like you go back and listen to it, you hear lots of traffic going by us every 5 minutes. It's always a bit quiet. It's a bit, sort of the volume a bit quiet for the person talking compared to the actual traffic noise. Did you ever see that one I did with Bludgeon, where there was some natter walking down the road shouting and hollering in the middle of us trying to do an interview?
It happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've had people during the Dead by Morning. A guy's just started talking to me. He didn't even realise I was doing an interview.
Oh, right.
I had to say, "Mate, we're doing an interview." He's like, "Oh, sorry." Stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
It's really funny. I mean, I was gonna do Peter from Fader.
Right.
But
they were all due to come up, and then the COVID struck.
Creator. I may well have done Millie from Creator.
Yeah.
But and now it's all buggered. But like, I'm hoping, like, you know, when it's all sorted, like, they don't forget me and get back into it.
Well,
I've got on well with
if and when things get back on track.
Yeah, it's a big if. So that's my other music memory.
Was that number 3?
It's number 3.
I always run out of tracks. So what's number 4? Let's move on to number 4.
Let's get a prop out. Let's go for my first ever gig.
Okay, let's go for it. You still got a ticket, have you?
Amazingly, I still got the ticket. Amazingly, I still got the ticket. Do you remember what it is?
I think it was like, did you say it was Iron Maiden somewhere?
Iron Maiden was my first metal gig.
Oh, right, so your very first...
And I don't have that ticket, unfortunately.
Oh, what your first gig
my
was?
My first rock metal gig was Iron Maiden's Seventh Son of the Seventh Son tour.
Right.
December 88. But a couple of months before that, my sister performed in it.
Oh, it was the Jean-Michel Jarre?
Jean-Michel Jarre, Destination Docklands.
Right.
In 88. One of the biggest shows ever to be put in London, even today.
Right.
It probably is still the biggest ever show, with the fireworks, the stage in the dark, and
lasers,
200,000 people.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I still got a ticket. Amazingly. £12.50.
Oh,
when
man.
you consider how big that gig is.
I tell you what, the price of gigs, like percentage-wise, has gone up ridiculous. And I remember, like, Motorhead, when I saw Motorhead in 88 and 89, it was like £10 or £12.50, and then later on they wanted like 80 quid, 100 quid, and I was like, that's not fucking comparable, is it?
Can you imagine fucking what Jean-Michel Jarre would fucking charge for that type of gig?
Yeah, 200 quid probably.
Easily.
But it just doesn't, it hasn't gone up in line with inflation, has it? It's gone up.
Nothing fucking has.
No, it's like the markup on gig tickets is just got ridiculous.
But I never thought, when we were like young, when we were growing up and listening to our going to the gigs, and I never ever thought it was that expensive. I always thought, you know, I can do that, but now
exactly. I avoid the big gigs now. Like people say, Iron Maiden. Like I've seen Iron Maiden like 10 times or whatever. I don't know. It's 100 quid.
Pay 60, 70 quid for
see Iron Maiden. I
don't want to pay 50 quid to see.
No, exactly. Yeah. Not that Maiden are bad, but I just think it's too much. I think that's the ticket price has got stupid now.
They have.
Especially Motorhead going from like a tenner to like 80 quid. And he was like, they've been playing the same fucking songs anyway. Yeah. I see when they were good back in the day.
I wouldn't even pay 40 to see Motorhead. What's the fucking point? It's just I
don't
like 40 is like my limit almost.
Yeah.
It's like I just think you're taking a piss after that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh well, maybe we're just tight asses.
Yeah.
But you know. We're just used to underground gigs.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You do get the odd bargain occasionally, you know, like when Carcass did them gigs for £5 and I remember Bolt Fest for like 8 quid.
Why?
You know, like and so occasionally.
Mind you, underground gigs started getting more expensive though, didn't they? 20 quid, 25 quid for like a.
Yeah, I'm not paying 20 to see a band at Camden Underworld.
No.
I'm sorry, they're tenner, £15. That's what they are.
Yeah. You know. I think we're just old fuckers now.
We are.
The prices have changed. The
prices have changed.
Yeah, it's like.
But Royal Victoria Docks, which looks a lot different back then. They were only just building all the.
Back before the fucking.
So it's pretty empty. That's why they couldn't do a gig.
Is that in this place where the fucking dome is now?
No, Royal Victoria Dock is Custom House.
Okay.
So it was around that area.
Yeah, I don't know that area. I know
this
is one of those things. I know the name, but I've never. If somebody said where's Custom House, I'd go to West Ham.
Well, now you got the Docklands Light Railway. You got the Docklands Light Railway, which is completely in the way, and the XL Arena is there. You got all that there now. So, but back then it was pretty bare.
Is that like Mudshoot Way, XL Arena? What was the one?
Yeah, Mudshoot. Yeah, not too far. Yeah. But. Yeah, it's
that's where they have the ice hockey in it.
They used to, until they knocked down the London Arena. Used to be around there.
Oh, did they knock it down?
Years ago.
Oh, fuck.
You got the XL. I see Slipknot at the London Arena years ago.
Poor you. What a horrible gig to have to go to.
It was awesome.
Oh, honestly, sometimes
they brought it out as a
sometimes
DVD.
I have to really doubt your taste in music, so.
In Flames was supporting, funny enough.
Who was?
In Flames was supporting this around 2001, but that was when In Flames turned shit.
Yeah.
I had a mate who went because he was a big In Flames fan and he fucking was so disappointed.
Yeah, they went too melodic for their own good, didn't they?
Yeah, too modern, I guess. Yeah. Too much like Slipknot. All
them bloody pop.
Bloody bands. New metal!
Metal, they're not even metal, they're pop metal is what I call them.
Anyway, so that was a fantastic memory. Yeah, like I say, my younger sister Lucy was performing in the choir. Yeah. She was only 11. And me and Jem and Mr. Boat, because we were slightly older, if we were still doing the music academy, we probably would have got in. Yeah. Certainly Gemma would, because she was a talented musician. Yeah. So she would have definitely been in playing for Schumann. But
so what did Lucy have to sing? Did she actually sing? Do you know what song she was in part of? Or?
Yeah, it was a big old choir.
Was it just like harmonies? Like,
yeah, it's R's. No words. It's all R's and that. Yeah, like stuff like Rendezvous. There's a lot of choir singing in it. Right. So there's plenty there.
Did you have to do must have done a lot of practice sessions for it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I presume so. Yeah. It's a bit of a shame because I never actually saw it because originally the stage was meant to float along the river, but the weather, but the weather was so bad they had to fix it. So the stage was miles away. I didn't even see Lucy.
Did they ever do like a DVD of it or anything, a video of it?
Yeah, they did.
Do you get a close up on the choir or?
Yeah, but you still don't see Lucy. It's gutting. Yeah, it's a shame.
Well, it was cold out there on the river, wasn't it?
Raining one day and all. And they were to wear vests.
Okay.
You know, not high vis vest, but just in case you go into
life
jackets.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But no. Just the fireworks, the whole sound, it's still.
How many days did it go on for then?
It was 2 days.
Oh, 2 days. I don't know.
I think I went to the first day.
Yeah.
Which was less rainy.
Right.
But anyway.
That's always the trouble of having open air gigs in England.
Yeah. What did they go say? I can't remember, to be honest.
What's it say on the ticket? Does it say? You always look it up online. If you've got your date on there, you can find
24th of September, Royal Victoria.
Yeah, you always look it up and find out when the second and the first night was, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Did you ever come back again? Jean-Michel Jarre?
Yeah, he played. Yeah,
but not in that.
He lost loads of money doing this.
Did he?
Yeah.
How come?
It was too big an event, really.
Well, 200,000 people there, and he fucking didn't make enough money.
Yeah, he spent I think he just spent a lot on the visuals and fireworks and whatever. I don't think he made much money. I don't think he ever does because a couple of years before that,
not a very sensible businessman, is he?
He did the Houston gig, which was and the Guinness Book of Records was being the biggest crowd at a gig of all time, so like 1 million people or something ridiculous like that. But yeah, he's come back. He's played. I haven't seen him since though, but he played Wembley Stadium. I think he's done a few things. He's still going.
Didn't he have a lot of trouble making up song titles? So he'd just be like Oxygen 1, Oxygen 2, Oxygen
mate,
3.
It's a nightmare. You never know what song's what. Equinox
if he put a bit of that money that he paid for these gigs into brainstorming new song titles,
some albums.
He would have gone a lot further. That's what I'm saying. He would have gone a lot further.
Yeah, Magnetic Fields 1, 2, 3, Rendezvous 1, 2, 3. There's a couple of albums where he did name the songs, like Revolution album.
Right, okay.
But yeah.
Too little, too late.
Yeah.
And that's why you never hear them anymore.
Yeah, it's funny. You don't really, do you?
I'm just theorising. Could be completely wrong.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Really. I mean, he is still doing albums, but I think he was big in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
He was sort of like
that kind of, it was innovative.
I love
that kind of
music.
electronic-y kind of weirdness was kind of innovative in him.
And he was very innovative himself. Outside of rock music, he's probably my favourite artist actually. So, yeah. So final music memories, probably my most important, I would say. It's the album that got me into rock and metal, and basically the album that got me into music properly. I grew up with a lot of my parents' albums, but it wasn't really until my dad went and got this album and when I heard it, that I was like, oh my god, like
George Rock, yeah.
It was like a night and day experience. It was like an overnight experience.
Yeah.
It was almost like one.
Was it Revelations?
Revelations. The day before, I didn't really know what I liked. And the next day, I knew I liked this music.
Yeah.
It was that black and white.
Yeah.
And I was only about 8.
Right.
And this was a family favourite as well. It's probably my favourite album.
Were you possessed by Satan or something like that?
I was possessed by, and the album cover's friggin' awesome as well.
Right.
It was this, and surprising because it's not really an album I would say that most people start with this band.
Just how it happened. That's the one that you heard first. And that's the one that. I always find that people who like bands a lot, it's always the first album they first got into that is their favourite of theirs.
Often happens.
Often happens, yeah.
And when you're a kid, you're taking all this in, aren't you? Like you're like a sponge, So it was. I've said it a lot of times. You know about Black Sabbath Live Evil.
Where was it recorded live?
Seattle.
Okay.
San Antonio and Dallas.
Okay, fair enough.
And it's on the Mob Rules tours. Dio Sabbath.
Right. Okay.
It's just an amazing, powerful, heavy album. Everyone just sounds awesome. Like Tony Iommi's guitar is fucking heavy and evil. Dio's voice is really powerful. Geezer's bass is. It just all sounds fucking awesome. I don't know why this isn't a bigger album in a way.
Yeah. But it might be that you're coloured by
really
the fact it was your first one that makes it so much more better for you. Other people who might have listened to other stuff first might be like, oh yeah, it's okay, but it's not as good as...
Well, and also, like, a lot of the older generation got into the Aussie Sabbath first, so when they hear Dio doing old Aussie songs, it's like, I don't like that. I think he does it well. I think he does the Aussie stuff well, and the Dio Sabbath stuff fucking blows the studio stuff out of the water. Personally, it's like way more aggressive.
It's always hard for like people who are grown to love one sort of iteration of a band to like fully embrace a different, especially in a singer. Also,
just like blood on the cover. When you're a kid, you lap this stuff up, don't you?
Yeah.
Burn marks, and the album cover's awesome. These
I take it these are all to do with songs, aren't they? Yeah. So Paranoid, War Pigs,
Mob Rules, Heaven and Hell.
Oh yeah.
Neon Nights, Voodoo.
Right.
Iron Man.
Right.
Children of the Sea.
Okay.
Or the Grave.
Who's that one there?
I don't know, I've always been a bit, I would say Black Sabbath.
Okay,
I've always been a bit funny, I'm never quite sure what that one is.
Yeah.
But I would say maybe Black Sabbath.
Maybe Black Sabbath, yeah.
But it's fucking awesome. So, it looks like a photograph, but it's a drawing, it's done so well.
Yeah.
So it was like, I remember hearing it and hearing the power of it and thinking, I now understand what I'm going to be into for the rest of my life. I knew it then.
Yeah.
I knew, it's this heavy music.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I'm going to fucking listen to all the time.
This is what touches me.
Yeah. But as a family, we thought this was the fucking centre of the universe.
Yeah.
Mum used to go around scaring us, singing Black Sabbath and scaring us. It was quite funny. Like as a joke,
Yeah.
So there you go, musical memories.
Okay, cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. Cheers for coming in.
Yeah.
And make sure you check out Elric's show.
Metal Devastation Radio.
Yeah, and listen to my podcast as well. Links all down below. And anyone who wants to come and have a music memories chat with me, we could do it like on StreamYard. So you haven't got to come around my house or anything like that. It's not necessary. We can just do it online.
Yeah.
Cheers.